It's coming your way. Something new, something grand. There's a story to be told. We're talking soul. It's our new teleplay radio podcast. Want to be a part of it? Stay tuned.
We're going back to the rhythm and the blues. Back to the rhythm, back to the rhythm and the blues.
Hi, this is Bill Omarr, and we are talking soul, because there's a story to be told. But before we go any further, I'd like to introduce you to my co-host for this segment, the wonderful Miss Loretta.
How are you?
And Loretta, I hear that we're going to be talking about some great subjects today. And I think that you had some things that you wanted to ask me, and I got some things that I want to ask you too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I think you should start first. What do you want to know?
Well, I hear and I read that you used to sing with a legendary, a legendary group called the Olympics. Is that right?
Hey, you've been doing some study, huh? Of course. Yeah, I used to sing. Yeah, I got to tell you a little story about that group, the Olympics. Now, the Olympics actually were singing. They started singing before I knew what it was all about to be a singer. I think I was a little boy down in Mississippi at the time, running down the road, kicking rocks, throwing rocks, kicking cans, and all kind of things. And the Olympics had their first major hit around 1957, 1958, actually it was.
I see.
Called Western Movies. Ooh. So yeah, and then of course they went on to do many other songs. They were known at one time as the Baby Coasters, and that was because they were so much like the group that had come out before them, the Coasters.
I see. Right.
And so, but before I go any further about myself, I want to let people know a little bit more about you, but I want you to do the talking, okay? So I know people are looking at us, they're looking at us both, they're saying, well, what qualifies these people? What qualifies them to be spokespeople for soul music or R&B, whatever it is? Tell us, what qualifies you?
Oh boy, have I got one to tell you.
Hey, well, we're listening.
My dad was a blues singer, and that's what I grew up with.
Oh,
listening
man.
to him play and sing the guitar on a daily basis. So I just have it all in my bones now.
You got it in your bones?
I have it all in my bones, my soul and everything.
Now, you know, if you got it in your bones and your soul, you also got to have some musical notes somewhere in your throat. So we want to hear you sing a song. How about it?
You're not going to put me on the spot like that.
I didn't
Somewhere down the line, I'll let you.
Yes, somewhere down the line, you know.
Yes,
but,
of course.
Are there any recordings of your father anywhere that we can actually listen to?
You know, I yet have to see if I can get a hold of some, and I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, and I think the audience might be able to help us out.
I would love that.
I guess, I mean, one thing that we can do to give them the opportunity to help us out is to tell them your father's name as a blues singer, guitar player, right?
Yes, of course.
Right. So tell them.
His name was Robert Booker, but they called him Little Rob.
Little Rob. So
That's
maybe
right,
we would look under either Robert Booker or Little Rob and see if we can come up with someone. I bet he's out there somewhere, but we just have to.
Daddy, where are you?
Yeah. He should have left some letters for you or something.
I know, a trail or something, right?
Yeah, that's right. So what we're going to do, since we've talked about the Olympics, and wait a minute, there's someone else that we need to talk about before we go. We talked about your musical roots. You know,
Yes.
why you're qualified to talk about music, soul, blues, and all of that. So who else do we need to before we go any further? Because we want them to hear some music.
Yes.
Who? I think. Oh, okay. People always want to know why I sing Sam Cooke's music.
Exactly.
Yeah, and some people want to know for what reason would I even attempt to think that I could sing the music of the master, the father of soul? You know, what gives me the nerve?
Ooh, that hurts.
You know, it's been insinuated like that, even though they haven't actually said it to me like that, but it has been insinuated, and I pick it up because I'm a very sensitive person, you know, when it comes to stuff like that.
Of course.
And I'll tell them what gave me the gall to sing Sam Cooke's music is because, you know, when I was growing up, that's pretty much what I heard other than gospel music. And I heard him sing some gospel music too, because he started out as a gospel singer. And but then as I got older, I realized that a lot of people were not familiar with who Sam Cooke was and his importance to music.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I remember doing a show in California, and I was distributing flyers.
Okay.
I was doing a show called The Ultimate Sam Cooke Tribute. Ooh. And I was passing out these flyers, and I passed the flyer out to a young lady. She looked like she was about my age. I was about 30 something at the time.
Okay.
And then she said, Sam Cooke. She looked at the flyer. Sam Cooke. Who? Sam. She couldn't figure out who Sam Cooke was. She said, now who's Sam Cooke? And when she said that, you know, I almost said something wrong to her, you know, so because I couldn't believe she didn't know who Sam Cooke was, you know.
Of course.
But I said, okay, Sam Cooke, darling, you send me, you know. And she said, oh, him. Oh, yeah, I love his music. And I'm thinking, how is it possible that some people didn't know who Sam Cooke was, knowing how important he was to music? And I made up in my mind then that I was going to continue singing Sam Cooke's music, because Sam pretty much became known as one of the fathers of soul.
Oh, yes.
Ray Charles being the other, and so many other people, I'm sure. But Sam Cooke, I believe, and this is my own personal observation, Sam Cooke as a gospel singer influenced a lot of secular singers to sound and sing the way that they sang. So even before he became a soul singer or a rhythm and blues singer or blues singer, like some of the people accused him of being, Sam was influencing people to actually sound and sing a song the way he would express it himself. So that's why I sing Sam Cooke's music, because I didn't want Sam's name to go down in the untold, how do you say that word? Unsung heroes.
Yeah.
I didn't want Sam to be unsung. He was too well known and too important to the business to be unsung. And so I continue to do Sam Cooke's music. Anytime I do my own music and my own shows, I got to include some Sam Cooke songs in there for that very reason. For all those people who wanted to know, there it is.
Okay, and we thank you for that, for our carrying on his name and continuing to let everyone know about all the wonderful songs that he left us with.
Hey, well, it's been my pleasure completely.
Well,
so let's see what else do we need to. We want to bring people into this. We want you all to join us. Whoever's in the listening audience, we want you you, lady, you. We want,
You.
we want, we want you to talk back to us.
Yes.
Because we're listening. We're going to be here listening to this podcast with you, and you'll get a chance to actually give us your feedback, and we will communicate with you to answer any questions or to take any statements that you might want to make to us. So, but there's one thing that I would like to do to close this first segment off. And that is the reason I speak about Sam Cooke the way I do is because our music is our culture. It's not just our way of entertaining and entertaining people. It's not just for fun's sake. It's our culture because it came out of our suffering, our struggles, the thing that kept us afloat in all of our hard unbelievable history and the treatment that we received as a people after we came over here from the motherland and then spread all around the world and with the torturous treatment that we received. So our culture is what got us through that. Whether it was gospel, field songs, blues, whatever the music was that we created, that became our culture that we brought with us. So we're gonna leave the people with a song or two, but hey, we're gonna be right back. Don't turn off that computer. We're gonna be right back.
Don't turn it off.
All right, and let us know what you think about these songs, and tell us about some other songs that you might want to hear. So until we'll be back. What, about a minute or so?
Yeah,
about a minute or so, right?
A minute, yes.
All right. So stay where you all are. Stay where you are.
Oh, yeah.
You know, baby, I've been mistreated too until I fell in love with you. And you know, that's why I'm coming home. I'm coming home, my love, back to your arms, and never more will I roam. You know that's where I belong.
All right, and we are back.
Yay!
And of course, that was my group, the Olympics. Just give you a little history about me with the Olympics first. I actually have not been an Olympic since the Olympics started, because they, like I told you before, the Olympics actually started singing when I was only about 7 or 8 years old. I was still living down in Mississippi. But the Olympics themselves, they came out of Mississippi, actually. I think down there, somewhere close to where you were born, Loretta. I think they came out of Meridian area, and you came out of, what area was that?
West Point, Mississippi.
West Point, right. So, yeah, so, you know, we had blues and soul and great singers from all over Mississippi. You know, Muddy Waters. That's right. Muddy Waters just happened to be born down in the county, same county that I was born in. It's Aquina County.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've always been, ever since I found out about that, been very proud to say that, hey, I was born in the same area down in the Delta, Muddy
Totally
water.
amazing. Totally. Totally.
Right. But you know,
How
the
cool is that?
Olympics, huh?
How cool is that?
Oh, that was more than cool. That was super cool. But yeah, just the Olympics. I joined the Olympics to replace Kenny Sinclair, who had passed, and that was back in 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, and then of course I was kind of I wouldn't say maneuvered into it. I was tricked into joining the Olympics.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I was doing a show, and the Olympics were on the show. I was on the show. Quite a few other people were on the show as well. I was up in Nevada City, California.
Whoa.
Not too far from Las Vegas, up in that area.
Okay.
And I was going to be doing my solo tribute to Sam Cooke as usual. And the Olympics were going to be coming on after me doing the Olympic songs.
All right.
But since Kenny Sinclair had passed, we had the same manager, by the way. I had the same manager as the Olympics. And so while we were at the manager's house rehearsing, they asked me if I could stand in just so they could see what that fourth part harmony would sound like, and then what it would sound like if since they were going to be missing it, just to see if they would still sound the same. So
right.
I fell for it, and I said, okay, I don't mind. I know some of the songs. I know the background. So I got up and I sang, and then William joined the group in 1981, I believe it was. And he was like the baritone. They had a real thick voice like this. And he's also the musician of the group. And he said, hey, man, you sound pretty good, man. I just want to know, maybe you want to join the group? I said,
so how did that make you feel?
First I realized then that's why they had me fill in, because it came too quick. And all of them were looking like this at each other. Like, what are you going to say?
Oh my.
And then our manager, she was looking at me and she said, I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah. So I said, well, and they said, then William said, you'll be getting paid double duty doing Sam Cooke, and then come back as an Olympic. Man, you'll be making money that day.
How could you say no to that?
That's what he said. He said, how you going to say no to that? And I said, well, hey, all right, I can do that. And from then on, I was an Olympic. And I'm proud to say now, thank you. I'm proud to say now that I actually own the group, because all of the previous members, they passed away. And Eddie Lewis, who was the last surviving member, had me promise to take the group further on into the future. And
what an honor. What an honor.
It was. And Eddie and I became like brothers prior to him passing. But,
and where is he originally from?
He's originally out from the Meridian area as well. Wow. Now, I read somewhere they said he was born in Houston, Texas, but he always said he grew up around Meridian.
Well, who would know better, right?
Well, he'd know better, Now, whether he was born in Houston or wherever, but he considered himself, and his cousin Walter, who was the lead singer, Walter Ward, who was the lead singer. They were Mississippians. Right.
Yay.
Yeah. So that was my stint with the Olympics.
Okay. Yes. Scrolling through your YouTube channel, I came across this song, and I had to take a double take. I was just like, it just grabbed me, and I had to listen to this for about 3 or 4 times. And it was one of your shorts. And let me just share this with the audience. It's called That's All Right With Me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's a very good phrase and a very good title for a song, because everybody wants to know that everything's going to be all right, and that's all right. So I think that was a puller right there. And then I heard that voice. I said, oh my. Can you share your thoughts on that?
Oh, I'm glad you like the song enough to listen to it so many times. You know, but yeah, that song, I was trying to put together a group of songs to create an album. And that song just happened to be one of them. I had my daughter's Casio keyboard.
Wow.
And I just happened to just hit one of the songs that they had a lilt for, and it sounded sort of like doo-wop, do 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 whatever it was.
Catchy.
And
very catchy.
Oh yeah, and I say, well, let me see, what can I sing to that? And the idea about a guy who had fallen in love with this girl came to me, and he wanted to stress upon her what he felt about her and how deeply he felt, but at the same time he didn't want to run her away. So he pretty much said, if you feel like you don't love me right now, but just don't feel pressured, but just take your time, and I'll be here to wait for you, and that's all right with me. You know, so that's the idea, the story I had. So I worked on it for a while. Yeah, and that's what happened.
That's why it was a grabber for me, because we as women or anyone, you don't want pressure put on you as far as when it comes to a relationship or what have you. And you thought about that for us. We appreciate you for that.
Hey, and I also thought about it because no man wants to look like he's hungry when he's trying to
just love it. Just love it. How could you not?
So.
If you feel you don't love me, and right now our love's not meant to be, just take the time you feel that you need. Honey, that's all right with me. I'll prove my heart is true. I'm gonna prove my love for you. Whatever it takes, baby, you'll see that's all right with me. That's all right with me. That's all right with me. Take all the time you feel that you need. Honey, that's all right with me.
One important question I would like to ask you is, who was musically inclined in your family?
I didn't know anybody to be musically inclined in my family other than my grandfather, who was a deacon, and I wouldn't call him musically inclined because his job as a deacon, and that I recognize on Sunday, was to lead the opening up of the confessions. And he would do that by singing a Dr. Watts song. He'd be kneeling and he'd be singing it as a prayer, not so much as a song. I love the Lord, he heard my cry.
Oh, do I remember. But you know what? I also think that mostly growing up in the South, right?
Yeah.
There was always someone who always sang in the family. Now, there had to be someone in your family. Dig down deep.
There was one, and I was surprised because he didn't tell me until
I knew it.
Monday.
I knew it.
Well, you know, some people don't talk. You know, and my family in Mississippi was notorious for keeping things secret. You know,
Big time.
even good things.
Yeah.
And so I had sent my father one of my CDs so that he could see what I was doing now as a profession. And
Right.
I called him a week later or so, and I asked him what he thought about the CD. And he said,
Okay.
"Oh, I liked it. I liked it a lot." And he said, "But you know, I used to be a singer." I said, "You used to be a singer?" He said, "Yeah, I used to sing gospel down home. I used to sing gospel down home in the church." And I said, "I wish you had told me. I wouldn't have given Sam Cooke all the credit."
For sure.
But I asked my mother about that, and then she said, "Oh yeah, he did." I said, "I'm thinking nobody tell me anything." And then she said, "And your grandmother loved the way he was singing, and everybody just loved, you know." And he was a part of a group. It was like
Amazing.
him and 3 or 4 of his cousins.
There it is. There
Yeah.
it is. That's yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get back down to Mississippi.
You want to go back?
I want to get back to Mississippi to do a homecoming show.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So, but as far as people not liking the fact that I sang Sam Cooke's music, I tell this story quite a bit, and then I'll move on. The lady who played Mama in What's Happening,
Okay.
her Mabel King was her name.
Okay.
She was sick in the hospital in North Hollywood, or up in the valley somewhere in California. And Ernest Thomas took the Ernest Thomas who played Raj. He took a few of us. Yeah,
I remember
he took
that.
a few of us out to the hospital there to put on a show for the people who were convalescing. And Mabel King just happened to be one of them. And so after we did the show, he took us back to her room, her personal room, and she gave each one of us her thoughts about what we had done. And then when she got to me, she pointed her finger in my face and said, "You need to sing your own songs."
How'd you feel about that?
I thought she should mind her own business. But I didn't say that to her. But I did not have my own songs at the time.
Okay.
But it stuck with me that she said that. And so I eventually, I'd say about 8 years later, went in the studio with my 13 songs.
Wow.
And under the magical production, the producer named Brad Bobo. Bobo.
What a name.
Yeah, Bradley Austin Bobo. He was the bass player in the Jazz Crusaders with Joe, what's his name? Joe Simp. I can't think of his last name now, but it'll come to me. But he was very instrumental in helping me produce that very first CD, almost at no cost. One song on that CD could have cost what he charged me for the whole CD.
That's what happened when God is working with you.
Oh yeah, God was working closely with me then.
Yes.
And so I really appreciate it. Now, Brad, God rest his soul. He left us a few years ago, but every time I listen to the song now, one of the songs that he helped me produce on that, he produced actually, and I sang it. If I Should Get to Heaven.
Oh my God.
One of my songs.
Talk about that song. That song just does something to you. Oh my. If you haven't heard it, you have to hear it.
Oh yeah. So that's it. You know, that's why I started singing my own song. Thank you, Mabel King, too.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, Mabel King and some of the other people who said sing your own songs.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. What a grand song.
Yes. Thank you.
If I should dare to heaven, no, darling, it'll be so sweet to meet you and fall in love all over again. If I should dare to heaven, oh, what a happy day, what a happy day, I know that it's gonna be. Thank you.
All right, we're back. And by the way, Joe Sample. That's the guy I was trying to think of when I was telling you who Brad Bobo was a bass player with in his group, Joe Sample.
Oh,
and
wonderful, wonderful.
The Jazz Crusaders. That's right.
Yay, yay.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I hope you all like those songs that you just heard. You would sing something, Loretta, about the songs. I think one of well, you remember what you were saying? What?
Well, I do know what I do want to say.
What?
Well, I want to talk about you here for a minute. Well, I want to talk about your light. You have a light that really just shines like a glowing light. And that's what I'm seeing from you. And it reminds me when I was a kid, a little kid back in, well, let's say a little girl back in church, right? Who was sitting there on the hard wood benches, right? And the first song that they would sing is, guess what? We're talking about light, right? I'm going to let you guess.
Light.
Yeah.
Light.
Does anyone out there in the audience know what I'm talking about? Okay, then I'll
I know what you're talking about. You know I know what you're talking about.
I'll tell. I have a little light. I'm going to let it shine. Do you remember singing that?
Yeah, I sure do. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna. There's a story that came to mind.
Really?
Yeah. It involved Reverend Charles Cooke Sr. and his little son, Sam Cooke.
Okay.
I've heard this song from L.C. Cooke, and also they printed it this same story that L.C. would always tell in many different documentaries and stories. And anyway, the story goes like this: Sam was a little boy, and he of course was with his siblings in a group when they were children, all singing in a group called the Singing Children, and they were singing the churches, various churches. But Sam got the nerve one day. Sam got the nerve one day to challenge his father, Reverend Charles Cooke, the singing preacher.
Okay.
He got the nerve to tell his father that he could sing "This Little Light of Mine" better than Reverend Cooke. And not only could he sing it better, he challenged Reverend Cooke, said that he could get in the house, just like Reverend Cooke be getting in the house.
What did he mean by that?
Getting in the house. I thought you would ask. You know, when a singer or a preacher would get in the house, the sisters, and sometimes the guys too, the sisters, young and old, would just get shaking.
Oh, that's how you get in the house? Wow.
they
We
get
call it
happy,
shouting.
and they
We
and
call
they
it
be really
shouting.
they'd be shouting and stumping, and then
Okay,
when
get
one
in the house.
and then when they really get happy, they really start hollering, and then they had a name for that too, and that was
Wow.
called when the sisters start hollering and shouting and
Yeah.
they would call that getting sister flute.
What? That's a new one on me.
Yeah, they say we got sister flute, and I don't know why they call her sister flute. Maybe because she was like a flute.
Oh, okay, okay,
I don't
got
know,
it.
but I just made that up. But anyway, Sam would challenge his father to singing this little light of mine, and
Love
and
that
and,
song.
uh, and
Just
Reverend Cooke, Reverend Cooke said, "No, you can't sing my song better than me." He said, "How you gonna sing my song better than me?" And Sam said, "But I can do it, Papa. I can do it." And he convinced his. To make a long story short, Sam convinced his father, Reverend Cooke, to let him lead that song off this particular Sunday. Sam got up there and Sam was saying, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine." However, he was doing it, and then he kept doing it, and then the sisters started getting a little happy because Sam was getting into it, and then right at the time that Sam started getting them to get a little happy, is Reverend Cooke stepped down and said, "Okay, son, that's enough." That's it.
Oh
Sam said, "No, Papa." Sam said, "No, Papa, I'm getting in the house." He said, "I said, that's it, son. That's enough." And Sam said, "But Papa, I'm getting." He said, "Papa, I'm getting in the house." Then he said, "Boy, that's enough. Now go sit down." He said, "You get your own song. That's my song."
Okay, now who told you that story?
L.C. Cooke. And then I would read it in different places too. But L.C. told me that, and the way L.C. told it, it brought it to life. But
wow, I can imagine.
See, Sam, and what Reverend Cooke told his son Sam Cooke, I think is what people have been trying to tell me. Like when they say, "Get your own song."
Yeah,
amazing.
Amazing.
And that's what I started doing. I got my own songs now.
Yes.
And what that does for you as a singer, it gives you your own identity.
Yes.
And that's the way Sam's father told him. And that's why Sam, whenever he would sing a song, even if he was covering somebody else's song, he actually made it his own.
Yes.
Now, I have my qualms about that because I figure there's some songs that I do, especially by Sam Cooke. If ain't nothing wrong with it, I ain't trying to fix it. Now, that's my statement on the matter. And I don't want to hear no more about it.
All right. We heard that, didn't we?
Like my grandfather might say.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it.
And we thank you for those wonderful storylines, which a lot of us didn't know, including myself.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Oh, my pleasure. A lot of wonderful stories come out of the South and out of people who come out of the South.
Yeah. And the thing is, we all are so much alike in so many ways, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, but there's one thing that I would like to, I don't know if you had thought to ask this or not, but your father was a blues singer.
That's right.
And you love the blues.
Love it.
Yeah. Your family loved the blues. I found out. I got a chance to
big time. Especially my mom. My mom would always go around the house singing all the blues, but sometimes she would be including the wrong words. That's for sure.
Well, hey, it's the feeling that matters. Yeah. And your mom, we just her 89th birthday.
That's correct. Yes.
And she had more energy than anybody in the room.
She never sits down. Me 10 times. Me 10 times.
So, but she loved the blues. She loved to dance.
Yes.
And she just danced all night long. 89 years old. Can you believe it?
Unbelievable.
And so, but it's the blues singers. That's what I was going to say. The blues singers, and I know your father was influenced by a lot of these same people and he
Oh, yeah.
probably influenced a lot of people. And we're
Oh,
waiting for the audience. Yeah, we're waiting for the audience to bring us some information on
yeah.
Robert
Yes.
Booker.
And you know, we want to know something that we can include with that too. To some of the artists, I don't know what you would call them, producers or what, they would come down there. I remember one incident where they had came down and got my father and a friend of his together to do a session, and they recorded them and said that they would get back to them. And they were out there recording for about 6 or 7 hours. And my dad never heard anything else from them. So the way I looked at it, they just took off and stole his music, right?
Wow. Yeah. Well, I hope they didn't make anything from it.
Yeah, and made big promises to them, and nothing ever came about it. Yeah, which is also going on nowadays. Yes,
right. It is. It continues to go on. You know, I really would love to hear some music by your father. So I'm hoping that someone finds something that he has done, because he.
Yes.
And you say that he was a great singer as well.
Yeah, so. And there was a little club out at White Station that they would all meet up at.
Oh yeah.
White Station. That's
I remember hearing about that. I think they probably had a White Station in another part of the South also. So like I heard it.
No, it was in West Point, Mississippi.
In West Point, okay.
Yeah, it was in West Point. Yeah, White Station.
White Station.
Yeah, that's where the little Jew joint. But you says it's not a Jew joint, but that's what my dad would call it.
I don't know why I call it a Jew joint. It's a juke joint.
See, I can't even say that. I'm so used to saying Jew joint.
A lot of the juke joints, they were not on the main street. They were out in the cotton field somewhere.
That's right.
In some old shack that used to be a house.
Out in the city limit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, out in the country.
That's right. Going out east, as they would say. Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure one of my favorite blues singers, and one of my favorite blues singers, and I actually covered part of his song that maybe we can play at the end of the program here. None other than the great harmonica player that used to play with Muddy Water.
Whoa, yes, bring him on.
Little Walter.
I checked out that short you did. Oh, did you do him justice or what?
Yeah, I was just trying to do it. I was just experimenting with some stuff. I checked it out. I wasn't auditioning for Little Walter, but if anybody see it, hey, and you got an idea to do Little Walter,
you got some rave reviews from that one.
Oh yeah,
big time. Yes.
So yeah, Little Walter, my babe.
Oh yeah, that song does something to you, big time.
So maybe we'll play a little bit after we end the show here.
I think the audience would love that. Yes.
Yeah, and if you want to hear it, y'all in the audience, if you want to hear it, hey, just take some time and stick around, and we will be back next week with another segment.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit those like buttons.
Yeah, hit the like button. And what else should they remember?
Well, remember to go straight to your channels and check you out and subscribe and like. Yes. Yes,
that's right. Yeah. Go to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you can find it under my name.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, and that's the way we artists these days, and as well as people who are talk show hosts.
Yeah. And don't forget, bye.
Bye. Not as in goodbye, but spin. That's what spin.
Don't forget.
And don't say bye until you buy. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, don't say goodbye, just bye. B-U-Y. B-U-Y, yeah.
So did you have any more to say before we close this out?
Yeah, I enjoyed co-hosting this with you, and looking forward to the next segment that we're going to do. Yeah. Exactly.
And you know what I would like to ask each person in the audience to do?
What's that?
Leave a message. Send us a message about what you would like our conversation to be, and we'll see if we can cover it. Okay,
Yes.
no promises, but we will definitely look at it
Oh,
because
yes.
we want to know what you want to know about.
Yes.
So, with that being said,
Hmm.
we have been talking soul
Oh, yeah.
because we have a story to be told.
Oh, yeah.
So, you all, thank you once again for joining
Thank
us.
you. Yes, thank you.
Loretta and myself, I'm known as Vel.
Yes.
Vel Omarr, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let me tell you that my baby don't stand no cheating. My baby, oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. My baby, oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. Don't stand none of that midnight creeping. My baby, true little baby, my baby. My baby, I know she loves me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she loves me, my baby. Oh yes, I know she loves me. Don't do nothing but kiss and hug me, my baby. True little baby, my baby. Oh yeah. There you go. You got it, man. You got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah.